Hi guys, it's Richardlizhu, and in today's video we're going to be comparing a $100 8-man LC350 projector versus the $200 8-man LC650 projector. Now, let's get started. At the time of filming this video, the 8-man LC350 cost me $100 from Amazon, and after tax it came to $110. The 8-man LC650 cost $220 on Amazon, and after tax it came to $240. I later checked on Amazon and saw that it was being discounted for $186. Size-wise, you can tell the $200 projector is a decent chunk bigger than the $100 projector. Weight-wise, it's about twice as heavy. I know this isn't a very scientific measurement. I have a little scale, but I'm too lazy to use it. Size-wise, the $200 projector is bigger in every dimension, as you can see. It's about maybe an inch taller, and here is my hand for a size comparison. Material-wise, it's immediately obvious that the $200 projector is made out of much more premium materials. This being made from brushed aluminum, you can tell, and this made using ABS plastic. One important thing to note is the location of the power cable. Since I intend to use my projectors standing up on their backs like this, the $100 projector has the power cable insert on the side, whereas the $200 projector actually has all the inputs on the back. So that's something of note if you intend to use the projector like I do. Ports-wise, actually the $100 projector has a greater selection of inputs compared to the $200 projector. There's a micro USB, there's a micro SD card slot, a USB-A slot, HDMI port, AV port, aux port, and a VGA display input. On the $200 projector, there's only HDMI, two USB-A ports, an AV jack, and an aux port. Basically, we're trading off a micro SD card slot and a VGA port for an extra USB-A port. Another important distinction among the two is the feet. So actually, on the $100 projector, there's some nice rubber feet which prevent it from sliding around like this. I give it a little push and there's no movement. And the $200 projector, there are some screws. There's some receivers for feet that you could put in, but it doesn't come with the projector. And if I push along, it'll be moving like this. It'll slide around. That's something that you should take note when buying, because if you intend to use it on a slanted surface. So one final physical difference between these two is their method of height adjustment. So the $100 projector has a foot that you screw in and out, and maybe it's around about just over an inch long, and you screw it in and out to adjust the height. So as you can see, because of the rubber feet on the bottom, it's actually pretty stable here, even though there's a little bit of wiggle room in the screw. It screws into metal threads instead of screwing straight into the plastic for additional stability. The $200 projector, however, the adjustment is much more simple. You press this button here, and then you pull out the foot. There's a lot more wiggle room here because this is all plastic. The teeth are all plastic, and you put it down. And because there are no rubber feet, this actually slides around a lot more than the $100 projector. That's about it for the physical comparison between these two projectors. The winner here would definitely be the $100 projector in my opinion, because it's smaller, lightweight, more portable, and it has a greater selection of ports, and it has rubber feet. All right, now let's go ahead and plug these bad boys in. Now that both of the projectors have been plugged in, I noticed that the fans on the $100 projector are quite a bit louder than the fans on the $200 projector. This is something to note if you're going to have them close to your ears while you're watching a movie. Let's take a look at the projector remotes. This is the one for the $100 one, and this is the one for the $200 one. You'll notice here that all the controls for the $100 projector are on the projector itself. So I've actually never had to use this remote. So I just never really took this out of the box. For the $200 projector though, the only thing that you can change manually is the focus pretty much. Everything else you need to control via the remote. It makes for a sleeker look because there aren't any buttons on the top, but it's definitely less functional. Heat-wise, if you're using this, all of the heat for the $200 projector comes out the right side, and the heat comes out the left side of the $100 projector. Now that we've thoroughly gone through the physical differences, let's compare the differences in image quality that an extra $100 will get you in a projector. If we take a look at these two projector images, the one on the left is the $100 projector, and the one on the right here is the $200 projector. Immediately, you can tell that the resolution on the $100 projector is not as crisp as the one on the 1080p projector. This is like looking through a screen door on a summer's day. You can especially notice resolution on text. That's the most apparent thing. So if you look at the text here, you can see the individual pixels, whereas here you can still see them as well, but it's definitely not as clear. So according to my online research, the $100 projector is native 480p, and the $200 projector is native 1080p. You'll see advertisements online advertising this as 1080p, just using that buzzword. But what that means is it takes a 1080p input and downsamples it down to 480p, whereas this one keeps it at 1080p native resolution. So another thing is, out of the box, the $200 projector is definitely much brighter than the $100 projector. I have the lights in the room turned off right now, but if I turn the lights on, you can see that the $200 projector, you can still clearly see the text, whereas the $100 projector is a little bit harder to see. Another thing of note is that the minimum focus distance on the $200 projector is less than that of the $100 projector. So I have both of these projectors set at the minimum focus distance, and you'll see that the $200 projector is actually in focus, whereas the $100 projector is slightly out of focus. Now we can explore the maximum keystone adjustments. So on the $100 projector, it adjusts from here to here. So I have the $200 projector set at maximum keystone in one direction. So as you can see, the image is actually pretty much square on my slanted ceiling. So this ceiling is maybe a 45-degree slant. So this means that the maximum keystone is around 45 degrees. I'm not actually sure the angle of my ceiling, but I can actually measure that. So actually using my measure app, we can see that the angle of my ceiling is actually exactly 30 degrees, which means that the maximum keystone value is plus and minus 30 degrees on the $200 projector. On the $100 projector, it's maybe 15 degrees or 20 degrees, definitely not 30 degrees. To adjust the keystone on the $200 projector, you just use these two keystone adjustments. So that one, and as you can see, the keystone is adjusting now. On the $100 projector, there's a physical switch right next to the zoom where you can adjust the keystone. So as you can see, we're still adjusting. It takes a while to adjust because you use the remote on the $200 projector, but the keystone variation is much greater. So if we take a look at the side-by-side comparison of this stock footage of fireworks, you can clearly see that the resolution on the $200 projector is higher, along with a higher contrast ratio. The online listing on Amazon says that the $200 projector has a 5,000 to 1 contrast ratio, whereas the $100 projector has a 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio. So I'm not a videophile, but in real life, I'm not sure if this is showing up on camera, but I can tell that the blacks are definitely deeper on the $200 projector. And just overall, the image quality is much better, mostly because of the resolution. That's something that I can tell as a non-videophile. So I don't think you really care about the contrast ratio that much, but the resolution being higher, that's something that anyone can notice. Overall, if you're in the market to buy a projector at a $100 or $200 price point, I'll definitely say save an extra $100 and spring for the LC650. Of these two projectors, this one is definitely the better one. So even though the $100 projector has kind of a better design, the thing that really kills it is its bad video quality. The 480p on the $100 projector just doesn't cut it in this day and age. if you're part of the 1% of people that watches videos without subtitles, and you're okay with the 480p quality, then, and you're really broke, then perhaps you can go for this one. But I got this one, and my friends complained that it's terrible quality, and they made me actually get this one. For 99% of people, I would say just, save the extra $80 or $100 and just go for this one. I don't think you'll regret it. It has a more premium design with higher quality materials. Most importantly, it has a better image quality. So thanks for watching this comparison video between a $100 projector and a $200 projector. If you have any ideas for future product unboxing or tech comparison videos, please leave those suggestions down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!